So mobility should be at the forefront of everything that we do in and outside the gym, because it will help you in your day-to-day life. And more importantly, it's a massive injury prevention tool. And if you can do the exercises to the full range of movement and get your body running smoothly like a well-oiled machine, you'll get so much more out of it. So I'm going to take you guys through my 3 favorite mobility exercises to work on ankle mobility, hip hinging patterning, and T-spine rotation.
Yeah.
So the first one of the 3 is going to be hip hinge mechanics. Hip hinge is an extremely important movement that we do in a lot of the compound lifts. However, most people haven't got proper hip hinge mechanics and use their lower backs a lot when they should be using their hips. So as you can see, I've got the dowel maintaining 3 points of contact along my back, back of the head, mid-back, and then just above my bum. Obviously, I appreciate not everyone's got one of these, so if you just use a broom handle or a stick, this will do the same thing. But basically what we're going to do is stand about a foot away from a wall, and all I want you to do is maintaining all 3 points of contact, is shove your hips back as far as they'll go until you hit the wall, and then thrust back up. Now if at any point the dowel or the broom handle or whatever you're using on your back lifts off any of those points of contact, you need to step a little bit closer and start again. And then the way you progress this is, as you get better at it, you move further and further away to really open up those hamstrings and get used to shoving those hips back when you're doing any sort of hip hinge movement, which you'll do either in a squat or a deadlift, or any movement really where you want to try and avoid your lower back taking over and really utilize the strength in your hips and your glutes. Right, the next exercise I'm going to take you guys through is to work on ankle mobility. Now, a lot of the reasons that your squat will break down is because you haven't got the mobility in your ankles to get your knees far enough over your toes, which will then make you bend forward thinking that you're going to get that extra depth that you need by using your back. Obviously this is going to put a lot of pressure on your lower back, but if we sort out any ankle issues and any ankle mobility issues that you may be having or restrictions, this will have a massive knock-on effect all the way up the rest of your body. So this is a real simple exercise that you can literally do anywhere. When I used to work in the city, I used to like doing this on my breaks against the wall, because literally all you need is a wall. Start off maybe 5 inches away, and what you want to do is try and get your knee to touch the wall. Sounds really simple, but eventually you will get unstuck, because what you want to do is keep your heel flat on the floor. So here I can still keep my foot flat on the floor, knee touches the wall, move a little bit further back, and then eventually you'll reach a point where the heel starts lifting, and that's when you know you've gone too far. So here, the only way I can reach the wall is by lifting the ankle. So the progression here, start off nice and close, and then keep moving further and further back, and forcing that ankle to loosen up. Do a few repetitions of these, spend about 5 minutes on each ankle, do that a few times a day, and your ankle mobility will drastically improve, and it'll have a massive carryover on your squatting as well. Right, so the third movement that I'm going to take you guys through is to help open up your T-spine. There's a lot of movements that we do day to day and in the gym that require a lot of thoracic mobility and making us twist. Unfortunately, most people have a really sedentary lifestyle, sedentary job, where we're stuck behind a desk, hunched over, and then our spine and our posture tightens up and loses all type of mobility. But the problem is, when that happens, is it has a really negative impact on any squatting, deadlift, bent over rows, even benching, when you have to try and get a nice arch and lift your chest up. So this exercise I'm going to take you guys through, really easy to do. Again, you need zero equipment. It's really going to help open up that spine and really have a fantastic carryover into all the exercises you do in the gym. So you need to get into a quadruped position, which is down on your hands and knees. Take one hand at a time, place your hand behind your neck, and then with your elbow, go towards the opposite elbow, and then try and lift and turn around as high as you can, leading with your eyes and your head first, and then your shoulder. Do about 10 repetitions a side, trying to get further and further each time. And if you want to force a little bit of extra mobility, when you get to the top portion of the movement, cycle some deep breaths. So breathe deeply in through your nose, and then on the exhale, you'll find you can get a little bit of extra movement out of it. So try this 2 or 3 times, and every time you get a little bit of extra movement. Once you start freeing up that spine, your back will loosen up, you'll be a lot more mobile, and you'll be a lot less prone to injury when you do quick explosive movements in the gym.